One of the big things about success in the early part of the year is really understanding some key numbers, some key targets, and some key production parameters. In other words, as an example, here's a couple of questions that you really need to know, answer, and look at. How many leads can you really process at a time? Really, how many leads can you work well with, go deep with, ask the questions that need to be asked, and really not gloss over things, but really drive those leads to a face-to-face, making sure that you maximize the quality of the conversion. Then the other thing you got to look at is, okay, how many prospects can I really work and serve at a time? How many prospects, as an example, on the buyer side can you really work with to fundamentally drive your business? One of the things that I find too frequently is that agents work with too many prospects, and they end up calling a prospect back or reaching back out to a prospect, and then they found, wow, that prospect bought and sold with somebody else. So having a specific number that you're really working with, that you know you can manage well and convert well, is one of the keys. And if you get beyond that number and be blessed to do that, then make the decision that, hey, I'm going to put one of these prospects in a house in the next week, or I'm going to take that new lead, new relationship, and refer it to another agent. The third is, okay, how many listings can I handle at one time? And certainly that number should be rather large, but again, how many can you process? How many can you serve well, expose well, and maximize the value in terms of those leads to generate, obviously, buyers to buy that property, whether that's coming from an agent or coming from your own efforts, another agent, or your own efforts in terms of exposing that property. But how many listings can you really manage at one time? And then how many can you process? How many transactions in closing, in pending, in escrow, whatever term you use, can you process on an individualized basis? Or your team, if you're working a team. And where is the line in terms of stress, ladies and gentlemen? You've got to look at, hey, if I get all these, how do I keep control of them so I don't go off the deep end in terms of my stress level? See, some of being successful is really asking the right questions so you can build the right system and right strategy for you to hit the next level in terms of production. Make sure that you take a moment to ask yourself the right questions this week that I've just given you so you can answer and get the success that you want. Have a great, productive rest of your week.